You're listening to Reza Riffs with Keith Reza and Alan Lee, right here on LA Talk Radio.
Hey guys, welcome to the show. Subscribe, rate, and review, tell a friend. Very excited. Pablo Francisco is going to come via Zoom. Pablo's a good pal of mine. I open up for him right now. And he really means a lot to me in my career. He's really been there for me, especially since Norm and Saget passed. He's really took me under his wing, so I'm very appreciated. This is my third time interviewing him. First time Alan Lee was with us, and I remember it was a Zoomer, and it was the day where it wasn't a Zoomer, it was a phone interview. And it was a day where like there was all these fires in Los Angeles. So this was before Zoom, so we canceled. We couldn't cancel a show, so Alan Lee and I drove through the fires, and it took us about 4 hours to get to the studio, and we did it. And then it took us 4 hours to drive home. And then the second time we interviewed him at the Rec Room after a show. It was really fun. It's the first live podcast. The audio didn't come out too great, but it was fun. Victor Pacheco was there and Rich Chasler was there. And yeah, so this will be my third time interviewing Pablo Francisco. And it's going to be fun, guys. Book me on Cameo. Get your cameos in. I've been getting a lot of cameo requests lately, so I do appreciate that. And as always, watch my special. If you know anyone with power, send it that way and have them book me. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. I don't know when this is going to be out, so I don't have any dates. So I do have one date. That the Rec Room, September 1st, 7 p.m. Friday, I'm headlining it. So get your tickets at www.recroomhp.com. And Pablo Francisco is coming in right now, so we're going to rage. Raging with Pablo. You there, Pablo? Pablo, I think your mic's off, pal. Or your video. The internet. He just texted me. My phone is charging, but that's what the iWatch is for. Okay, let me see if I could respond on my iWatch. I'm not very good at that, but yeah, you're Pablo. You there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. How are you?
Good, man. Can you see me?
I cannot see you.
Let me see what's going on here. I'm gonna put okay, screen record. Can we go up here? Good to see you again. Hold on. Let me see. View. Okay. Okay. Hold on. I'm a little Forrest Gumpy on this one. Edit. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna get to Zoom meeting. Okay. Where's the camera? Camera. All right. All right. Okay. Hold on. Okay. It says if you want to switch a different microphone or speaker. No, I don't want that. How about we do this? I'm gonna hit this video part. Maybe this is gonna do it. No, FaceTime camera built in, and you're doing it right now. Hold on. Yes, I love the beard. Okay, hold on here.
Oh, thanks, pal. I do have a beard.
Man, you've been working too hard, man. Hold on, I got the video here. It's giving me a choice here. It says allow Zoom to access your camera. Okay, I'm gonna say system preference. Yes. Okay. No, you see me now? No. Okay. Okay. And then it says, okay, hold on. This just moved somewhere. Okay, system preference. I'm going to camera. Dun, 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 dun.
Let me see if I can help.
Okay, yeah. Let's see. So start my video. Okay.
Okay.
System. All right,
so
and then let me
start
see
your video. I still don't see you. Is your thing open?
Yeah, it's open. Hold on. Let me see. Maybe it's on my cam. Hold on. Maybe I got the cam going on here. How about now? No, no, okay, hold on. Okay, I'm going. Okay, Bluetooth. I said camera. I got hit camera, and I said I'm going to zoom. Okay, oh, I got to hit the little zoom app thing here. The spinning circle of Apple. Okay, and it's okay. I hit it. I'm hitting it. I got it. It
You
says,
got it?
go. Wait. It says Zoom Us app will not have access to your camera until you quit. So I'm gonna
Oh, you're
quit.
gonna quit and come back?
I guess. Hold on. Oh, let me see. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Okay. And then it said leave meeting. No, I can't. I'm gonna cancel that. Okay. So we should be doing this launch
Yeah,
meeting.
yeah. I still don't see you, but that's okay. I know what you look like. So
Yeah. Well, it's yeah. Let me see if I'm going to be still messing around with this thing here. Hold on, man. The launch meeting. It says lunch meeting. Lunch meeting.
launch a meeting. Okay.
Okay. So we're gonna do that. Boink, and then all right. And then what's up with this, man? This is witchcraft. All right. Okay. It says click open link on the dialogue shown on your browser. If you don't see a dialogue, launch meeting. So I'm going to launch the meeting. It says Zoom.
Uh-huh.
And it says that's all it says is Zoom. That's all
Yeah.
it says. Oh, man. Okay,
You're,
man. Should
you're
man.
you're on the Zoom right now.
All right.
That's,
Well, yeah.
that's all that matters.
That's all that matters right now, I guess. All right. But so what's going on, man?
Not much, buddy. I was just telling the folks at home how much you've really helped me out the past couple years and how much I appreciate you. So thank you so
Well,
much.
well, you know what? You've done the same to me, man. Throwing me some ducats and giving me some gigs and driving me around, and it's all been good, man. It's an equal thing, man. And you got the jokes to back it up, so it's all good.
Oh, very sweet. So one thing I did want to talk to you about, because I find this very interesting, and I feel not a lot of people know this about you, but I wanted to see if you could retell the story you told me about how you got your manager and how you quit Domino's Pizza and then you opened up for like a 15-year-old headliner or something.
Oh, okay. So what happened? Okay, so they had amateur night at this place called Laughs, and so I went there and I checked it out first. I always scope it out first, and I was at the time I wanted to go to I applied for this USIU United States International University for film, but I couldn't get into it right at that moment because my dad for some reason was really they were like totally against the comedy thing because I was coming home drunk every night, at 18, 19, and my dad goes, you're a star, you perform at places. So I started going to this comedy club and checking it out, and it's kind of strange, man. It was like I watched the amateur nights there, and I just kind of like put my set together for like 6 minutes, got that going, right, and then and I made sure that I wasn't hacking anybody because I know that hacking was the wrong thing. So,
Right.
and after a while, man, I was able to go to this community college that was going to get me to that university, right? So I went down there. I was doing both things, right? But it happened. This community college just happened to be on Tuesday nights. That's the amateur night. So I was like, all right, what am I going to do here? So I left. I didn't go to my class, and I had a good set. And I was really excited. Yeah, man, I'm excited. So I told all my friends, you know what, man? I'm going to be a comedian now. And they were like, well, are you serious? I go, yeah. So I didn't go. I stopped going to this class that I had to go to. Well, I said, I might as well go one more time to this class because I already signed up for it. So I go in there and I told, I didn't tell everybody, but the teacher was kind of hot. And she goes, hey, everybody, this is media something so-and-so class. I have a special guest that's going to be coming in. And she just moved here from New York. Her name is Anna Risley, and she's from Saturday Night Live. I went, whoa, Saturday Night Live? What's up with this? Right? So I go, I'll stick around. So this Anna Risley woman comes on and goes, hi, everybody. I was on Saturday Night Live. And I go, I don't remember her, right? Right? And she goes, I used to do this bit. And I go, okay. I go, what about Eddie Murphy? She goes, well, Eddie Murphy always had every time I saw him every week, he had another gold chain on him. And we were making $90,000 a year and all kinds of shit, right? So I started doing some impersonations for her. And she goes, you know what? Let me talk to you after the class. I went, okay. So she goes up to me and she goes, hey, you know what? I moved here. I went, you moved here? And she goes, yeah. And I have an acting school on Tucson Boulevard. I went, all right, so I'll go down there. So I checked it out, and it was like this little mud home. It's like one of those Adobe, like the Eskimo, when an Eskimo takes the ice blocks, like it was like one of those kind of. I was like, damn, man, Saturday Night Live didn't pay off, I guess, but she was a great acting coach, man. She was like, we just get on it. I mean, we were like, boom, boom, doing good. I said, okay, well, I'm gonna go back to this amateur night. So I went back to this amateur night, and I found myself doing really well. Consecutively, I was going, all right, I'm gonna stop going to this class. I was gonna just go to acting class with her, and I started doing this, right? And then this one manager guy goes, you got 6 minutes. That meant that you got 6 minutes on the amateur night. He goes, but why don't you come in on a regular night? I go, well, man, I'm only 18 years old. I can't get in. He goes, man, don't worry, just come on in and see a regular night. I go, what's a regular night? So it's a Wednesday night. And I get there and the parking lot is packed. And I was just going, man, my heart's thumping, going, man, what's up with this shit? And I walk in there, and you can see the heat. You know, when you walk into some of those rooms, Keith, you see the heat off the audience's head, but you're rising, you're going, damn. I go, and he goes, Keith, come on over here.
It's either the heat is from either the comedian was so funny or they were so terrible.
Or the show's about to start and people are drinking, and you see like back then you could smoke in the
venue. Okay.
So he goes, come on over here, man. So I sit over there, and he goes, you're gonna like this comic, man. This one comic, I swear to God, I go, this is a regular night. I go, man, it's really packed in here. He goes, this is a regular night. I go, oh, okay. He goes, just watch it. He gives me a Corona, and I go, well, I can't drink it. Just drink it. So I'm drinking, watching it, and there's this dude standing next to me. The name is Todd Jordan, right? And they mention his name, Todd Jordan, and this dude walks on the tables, right? He walks on the tables, and he gets on the stage, and he grabs the mic stand, and he gives it to this person in the front row. He goes, here, take this. Hey, you haven't been doing shit all day. And the place is just roaring, right? And he goes, hey, man. He goes, what's up with? He goes, why is it when you be driving? He goes, why is it when you're driving that you always got to turn down the radio when you're looking for something? And it was just hilarious comedy.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, I go, you know what? I'm gonna just stick to being a movie director because I can't do this, right? And then after the show, he goes, you want to hang out with this guy? And I went, well, sure. And I had a 280ZX back then, so I go, yeah, man, I'll drive. And I met this dude. And I said to myself, you know what? I'll never be a comic, man. That was just too intense. And then all of a sudden, man, I went through the amateur night, and I thought that I was the most. I was 20. I was just turned 19, so I was going, man. I'm the funniest comic out there. I think I am. And we're at this dude's house partying, right? Everyone's partying, doing drugs and drinking and shit. And that one manager guy goes, you're gonna bomb someday. And I went, no, man, not me, man. He goes, oh, you're going to bomb someday. I go, not me. Well, the next following week, he goes, hey, the owner's coming in, and why don't you want to do a Wednesday night? You want to do a regular night? I go, sure. And I went up there, and I bombed so hard that I couldn't. You know that feeling like you're going to puke, and oh my God. And so I go, did I bomb? And he goes, oh yeah, you bombed, man, but it's okay. And I remember who's headlining. His name was Steve Stajic. He was headlining, and he grabs me, and he goes, hey man, everyone has their bad day. And I go, man, I was devastated. Doc, what am I gonna do? So I was so devastated that I couldn't go back to the comedy club. So I went down the street to this nightclub, man. It was called the Tequila Mockingbird, and I got in there, and the band member, this band was playing, and they all sucked, they're kind of cheesy and shit. And I walked up to them, I go, they were smoking a joint outside the place, and I walked down, and I go, hey man, I'm a comedian. They go, hey man, the guy's a comedian. They go, hi. I go, yeah, I just bombed tonight, and they all start laughing at me. I thought they were gonna give me like a pep talk, but they start laughing. Oh, you bombed. Oh fuck. So now I'm devastated now, and I can't even go back there. And then one day, man, 2 weeks go by, and I missed the school. Domino's Pizza said, "Hey, man, we're gonna have to let you go probably later on." So I'm just totally just bummed out. And I went to my community college class one more time, and they said, "Hey, man, today is tonight we have no class today." So I go, "Well, they have no class. Well, they got that amateur night at Laughs, right?" So I'm driving by, and the place is packed. I go, on a Tuesday amateur night. I go, but something's going on here. So I just stopped just to say hi. And I walked in there, and when I walked in there, they had the amateur, they had the open mic guys, but the place was packed because I guess it was Valentine's Day or something, right? I
Right.
walk in there, and I see a packed crowd, but the comics are not hitting it. And the guy walks up to me and goes, "Hey man, you got to go up. You got to help this show out." And I went, "No man, I don't think I can." He goes, "Man, you can do that shit." And I went up there and I got him back. I went up there, I did my shit, I got him back. And when I got him back, one of the owner guys was there, and he goes, "Hey man," he goes, "I'm sorry." He goes, "Yeah." Then he goes, "You should do another night." So I invited my cousins and my family to come, right? And
Right.
just when I was about to go up, he walks up to me, he goes, "Hey man, I'm gonna have to bump you." And I went, "Bump me?" And he goes, "Yeah, man. This one girl wants to go up, and she's a regular here." And I went, "Oh man, but I got my cousins and my relatives here." And he goes, "Sorry, brother." And I went, "Sorry," right? And he was come back in 6 months. I went, "What?" Right? So I was so fed up. I left, man. I was pissed off. But this is the funny part. My friend goes, I met this guy. He goes, he looked okay, 6'4", long blonde hair. He was a DJ at a topless bar. He goes, "Hey," he goes, "why don't you?" He goes, "Hey, we're going to Phoenix. They have there's an improv there." It was 90 miles away. And I went, "Man, I'm bumming out right now." And he goes, "No, man." We're gonna go up there. They got a comedy night. And this guy named Butch Lord, who's a local comic at the time, he goes, he's going up there. I go, "Well, I'll go with you guys." So I went up there, right? No, I'm sorry. Wait, before that, after that, there was a Scorpions concert. Well, let's back up. There's
Okay.
a Scorpion. This is when it happens. There's a
Okay.
Scorpion. There's a Scorpions concert, and they go, "You," and that long blonde hair guy goes, "You want to go to the Scorpions?" I go, "Sure, why not?" So I go with him and his two other guys, Bon Jovi looking dudes, right? And
Right.
we meet these hot girls, right? And it's an outside stadium, like it's outside, and they go, "Hey man, this is Pablo. He's a comedian." I go, "Hey," I'm Comedy Frog, right? Everything, and the girls are like, "Oh my god!" They go, "Hey, let's try to get backstage." I go, "Yeah," because they were so hot, we thought that they could get us backstage. So we walk up to the front, and the bouncer is this big dude, Italian guy, and he goes, "What's up, ladies? How you doing?" She goes, "We want to go meet Scorpions and Trickster," or whatever the band was playing. And these the guy goes, "You know what? You two girls can come in, but those two guys with long hair can't come in." "Who's this guy?" She goes, "Oh, that's my brother." She points at me. "He's a comedian." And she goes, "What's your name?" And I go, "Pablo Francisco." And he goes, "Pablo Francisco Gerben?" I went, "Yeah, yeah." And he goes, "I know." He goes, "I know your brother." And I went, "Well," he goes, "You're the guy who makes home movies, right?" I went, and it was this dude about 10 years ago prior.
Right.
I used to make these home movies on this Super 8 film, right? And this skinny dude used to come in with my brother and just sit down and laugh at my movies. Well, now he's a big steroid daiquiri dude, right? He's huge. And he goes, "I know who you are. You're Al's brother." And I went, "Yeah." And he goes, "You can come back." He goes, "You and these two girls can come backstage and meet the Scorpions, but not those two guys." So just to make a long story short, I told these girls, I go, "I'm going to be at the Improv in 4 weeks doing this amateur night contest." 4 weeks go by. I bring the Bon Jovi guys with me, right?
Right.
Now this before I get to the Improv, this is it's Johnny Walker contest. I get there before I even get there. My friend calls me up and goes, "Hey, dude, the Improv says there's a bunch of chicks here." I went, "What?" "There's a bunch of hot women here in the front row asking for you." And I go, "I don't know. I've never been to this Improv. I've never been there before." They go, "Oh, they said they met you at a concert." I'm going, "Man, what concert was it? Was it Cinderella? Was it, was it David Lee Roth?" And they go, "No." So I go up there, and the whole Improv, I swear, the staff and the people run up to me and they go, "Who are these girls, man?" And I guess those two girls I met at that Scorpions concert found out I was going to be at that Improv, right?
Because
And
you
they brought,
told them.
yeah. I told them, yeah. I told them, yeah. They brought the whole pack of just like 25 women, just all in the front row. And I go on stage, and I do good. I do pretty good, right? But when I get off stage, they all leave their tables and they get around me, and they start saying to the manager, "Pablo's a good lay. Boy, we like Pablo." I go, "Man, I'm not sleeping with them, man. I swear to God, I'm not." Right? And
Right.
and and the managers and John Panette was there. And John Panette goes, "Hey, you know what? you can open up for me. Like everyone was like kissing my butt. I go, I told the girl, I go, hey, listen, why are you even saying that? She goes, I do this to all the performers, man. Don't worry. And the whole improv, I swear to God, I got this reputation of bringing hot chicks to the place, right? They never even closed the deal. So, and then from that point on, man, I was going back and forth to that improv. And then they said, this guy walked up to me and goes, hey, you know Pauly Shore is? And I went, no, I don't know who he is. I didn't have MTV at the time.
Right.
And just to make this clear, MTV, VH1, and E Entertainment were the cable networks out there.
Yeah.
And there was a guy, my dad goes, I'll get cable for you if you pay for it. I go, I'll pay for it. So there's a guy walking around selling cable, right? Guess who that guy was? He walks up to my front door, knocks on it, and he tries to sell my dad Cox Cable. And my mom turns him down. It was Greg Kinnear.
Oh my God.
Greg Kinnear was walking up and down the street. And I go, and he goes, hey boys, how you doing? I'm playing basketball with my brother. I go, hey man, hey Cox Cable guy, can you sell it to my dad goes, I'm gonna buy it for my son. But my mom talked him out of it. And I go, God damn it. And Greg Kinnear went around the house, and he sold cable to my neighbors. So I know that sounds really, really odd, but I saw Greg Kinnear about 5 years ago. He was doing this movie called with Mel Gibson. It was called Soldiers or something.
Right.
And I saw him, and he was talking about selling Cox Cable in Tucson. I go, man, dude, you turned me down. No, right? And we started laughing. So I saw him, and from that point on, it was they go, do you know Pauly Shore? It's because he's on this thing called MTV. And I go, you know what? I don't know who he is. Well, would you like to open up for him? You got to do 6 minutes. I went, sure. And it was probably the funniest show. And I happened to have it on tape. I took my parents' video camera at the time, and I videotaped about 6 minutes of it. But this was back in '92 or something like that.
Yeah.
We went to him, and I got to tell you something. I'm going to tell you right now. I drive up, and I go, man, I hope I can make it backstage. It's at the Centennial Hall University. It is so packed. The fire department had to come, right? And they asked me to do 6 minutes. And this guy, Greg Gass, he's Pauly Shore's bodyguard. He's like mean looking, man, long hair. What the fuck you want?
Right.
And I went, hey man, I'm here to do Pauly Shore. And he goes, you better do good. And my friend goes, Pauly Shore, huh? Hey, he was totally Pauly, right? I go, who's totally Pauly, right? Pauly Shore, dude. They go, so I do my show, and Pauly Shore is at the hotel. I do really good, and they go, do you want to come meet Pauly? I went, sure. So we drive over to pick up Pauly, and I have the camera. The camera's rolling, and I'm walking down the Marriott, sidewalk, and the door opens, and then the camera shuts off. The battery went dead. But it's so funny. Here's the funny part. He was driving around the United States in a badass convertible, like 52 badass, with two fucking hot blonde chicks, and Craig Gass is driving it. And Craig Gass is all Greg Gass is all nice to me. Hey man, you did good, Pauly. And Pauly was so nice. He goes, hey man, I go, who are you? I was looking at this guy going, who is this guy? And he goes out there. We went out to watch him, and he does an hour and 10 minutes of this most funniest shit, just going out there going, hey, buddy, I'm the Weasel. It was so hilarious that I looked at my friend. I go, I'm still not going to do this comedy thing. I go, if I got to do that kind of, my friend goes, can you do an hour? I go, hell no, I got 6 minutes. But Pauly Shore rocked the living shit out of that place. It was so fun. Hey, buddy, you ever have a Penthouse magazine, right? And you got a Playboy magazine, right? And you put them on the ground and you start touching your thingy, right? And make sure you pay attention to the centerfold, because you know what? They get jealous. And then you keep on stroking and you get the dial stove, and the whole place is just going bizarre. Right. He goes, and then all of a sudden you goop. And he goes, I'm a loser. And the whole place goes, it was just incredible. So that was like that was one of the guys. And then from that point on, I went to the unit. I transferred to the USIU University. I stayed there for like a semester, and I met Jamie Foxx there. And he was one of my my roommates' friends. And he left his demo tape in there. And I was 20 and he was 21. And
wow.
he just got in Living Color like the next following week. And I told him, I said, hey man, I'm a comic too. And from that point on, we kind of like see each other. We go, hey, what's up? And he was driving in his Isuzu Impulse right? It was his girlfriend's, and he was broke, but he still was funny and he was good looking. He looked just exactly like he does now. And
But
I went,
younger.
yeah, but younger. And yeah, right. And his demo tape in my thing, I was like, wait a minute. And he I had to leave that university, but then I ended up going to the Comedy Store just like one day before everything stopped with my tuition and shit. And the Comedy Store saw me and they said, you need to go and audition for Paulie and his mom. And I went down there, and a lot of cool things happened. But I was able to.
Did Paulie remember you when you auditioned?
You know what? I don't think he did, but Great Gas did. And but you know what? I met Paulie after I saw him. But to this day, man, he's only been very generous. I mean, super generous guy. And I got to tell you, I mean, everything that he comes up with. I mean, he had sitcoms on Fox at the time that was supposed to come out, but they canceled it. But the pilot was so hilarious. You know, I got my development deal with my sitcom. It was called Pablo. It was called Phoenix, Artificial Biological Law Officer Pablo, and it was like a Robin Williams kind of thing. But you know, I still cashed in on that one. But it was a lot of development deals were going on. And that's what's kind of changed from this day on. Because back then, back in the 90s, you were able to walk into a room, right? And if you can get on stage, you get 50 grand. It was like that easy. And people are just getting development deals left and right and left and right. There's only 4 networks at the time. But you know what? You got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. So after that, I said, you know what? Arnold Schwarzenegger was big at the time. And everyone's doing it, and I still do it now, but that kind of shit. But Scarface, and I'm trying Lando Calrissian. Is that Lando from Empire Strikes Back? Lord Vader. You said the Wookiee and that could come with me.
Billy D. Williams, yeah.
Oh, come on, have a Colt 45. Lord Vader, come on. Perhaps you think you're being deceived. What, do Black Lives Matter? Oh, well, you said the Wookiee and the princess could go with me. well, so do big tits. Oh, shit. But anyhow.
Oh, my God. But no,
wait, hold. Here's a phone call. Okay. Let me see. I'm gonna put this on speakerphone so I don't fuck around.
Okay.
Well, here we go. Speak. Hello? Answer me.
Hello?
I guess they didn't. Usually I have solicitors call that line, and I'll just like, hi, that's what them. You want some Edison? Would you like some electricity from Edison? I just go, man, I get it next door, man. I go next door. I just rig it up to the guy next door, man. Thanks a lot, though. But that kind of shit.
Did I tell you that the joke where when spam people call you, like for example, a spam person called me a couple weeks ago, and I picked up the phone and I was like, "Hello," and they're like, "Hi, is this Keith Reza?" And I was like, "Hello," and they're like, "Keith," and they're like, "Keith, this is Brian from Micro Energy. How you doing today?" And I was like, "Hello." And they're like, "Oh, can you hear me?" And I was like, "Hello?" And he's like, "Let me call you right back." So he hung up, and then my phone rang again, and I was like, "Hello?" And he's like, "Oh, Keith, this is Brian. Can you hear me?" And I just waited a minute, and I was like, "Hello?"
You gotta mess with them when they call, man. I remember one time, man. I had this roommate, Joe Lindley. When somebody they would call up, they were asking for a guy named Matt all day. Hi, is Matt there? And he would go, "Hey, Matt's not here. You didn't hear what happened, did you?" Like, what? He was busted, man. Really? Yeah. Sex ring, everything else, man. Clowns, lollipops. Well, and so funny. Usually I'll do this, and when they call me, "Hi, this is Jay from Stewart Photography. We're having a sale," and I'll go, "Hold on for a minute. Hey, do you got some cigarettes? Hold on for a minute. Hey, hold on. Doctor, get some booze for me. You want some booze? Yeah, get some booze. Give me a light. Okay, I'm back. Okay, we're gonna that kind of. Or I'll give them the credit. I'll give them the credit card number. I go, hello. They go, yes. Can you? I go, oh, it's called the Republican the Republican Party of Boston. It takes place in Boston. They always call every 3 weeks. And I go, yeah, I wanted to go, we really appreciate your donation to the Democratic Party. Would you like to give I go, oh yeah, let me do a donation. My credit card is 572 921 8 5'7", and hey, ladies, put your clothes back on. Hey, get my gun. Hey, what you doing that quick, man? I told you to get the hell out of this place. Just get them right to the point, whatever, where you're about to get in the last digit. You go, hey, put your clothes back on. You know, or just do the stock one that Norm Macdonald did one time I saw him doing on Conan. He goes, hey man, I go, hey, what are you doing here, man? Hey man, you want to go to a party? I guess so. Oh, yeah, there's gonna be some fucking, some sucking, and some licking. Okay, who's gonna be there? Just you and me. Oh, okay, forget it.
Oh yeah, I remember that joke. Yeah,
that joke's like is a stock one that everyone uses sometimes to mess with people. But I mean, I got some good ones.
That's a stock joke because Norm tells it totally different, or he told it totally different.
It's basically you can tell that joke any way you want to. You can go, hey baby, there's going to be a party. You can there's going to be some fucking, some licking, and some squeezing. And who's going to be there? Just you and me. That basically everyone does it that. So you can do it in your Keith way.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of like because like how prank calling was a thing, but like what you and I do is like reverse prank calling because we're not calling them; they're calling us.
Absolutely. Or you can call an escort service and go, hi, do you do alcohol? Who's this? Can you come over? Who is it? Come on, I'm an actor. Come, how'd you get my number? My dad, he went to 7-Eleven. Somebody's here. Like that kind of.
Yeah.
It's the reverse jerky boys. Yeah, but it's you got to mess with them sometimes. But it's like I remember one time, man, I had this, the Indian. Hello, sir. How are you doing? I'm the computer, and you better go. You have a warrant for your arrest because you missed jury duty. You go, oh God. Indian people are the most nicest people on the planet.
That people would freak out over that too because I'm sure everyone misses jury duty.
Oh yeah, they go. You don't hang up the phone because if you're going to do it, we have someone going to arrest you. You don't mind. You go, oh God. And then when you catch them doing it, they go, okay, fuck you, dickhead. Hang up. So it's like, do you trust Indian people? The thing is, I love Indian people are the cutest people. But when they're not that cute, they're so cute. But when they get older, you always get that one stud Indian guy going, hey, let me tell you something, okay? I run this store here, okay? Susan, she comes in on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? Why is she here Friday? She's off on Friday. You know why? Because she wants to fuck me, man. She wants my body. Come on, man. Take the pickles out of the jar. Come on. I know you want me. Look at my eyes. Look at these eyes, huh? Come on. What? Why are you here? No, you're off on Friday. She's hanging out. She want coffee? Come on. Come on, guy. She want to fuck me. Come on, come on, look at this, huh? Come on, guy. Okay, but that's how it is.
It sounds like you sound like Jerry Bednob, man.
Yeah, get ready this summer. I was watching. I go. They have all these Jason Stathams back again. Get ready. He's back in what's it called? The new Fast and Furious. Hey, mate, it's me, Jason Statham. Right? And I go, what? Remember The Rock? I mean, The Rock will be like shooting people.
Did you hear what happened about The Rock, though?
No, what happened?
So, like, apparently he is in the verge of being canceled because this lady accused him of like when he was a wrestler of kidnapping her and selling her in the black web or something.
What? Are you serious?
And it's apparently it's connected to Eminem and Johnny Depp and all these people. I don't know if it's true or if it's just some thing, but Disney dropped The Rock from
really.
Like that's how serious it got, and I was like, "Holy Lord!"
But this chick's putting that great there, Johnny Depp, and The Rock. Let me tell you something. Imagine The Rock trying to pimp her out. Hey man, make sure you do your homework and make sure that you go to school. And no, but that's a dad.
Well, I think everyone's gone after Johnny Depp now because Amber Heard, but like I think Johnny Depp has proven that he didn't do anything wrong. So I think that's what's going on is like everything that because Me Too is still a thing, but this is like 10 years past Me Too. Yeah.
And the thing is this, man. Look, Johnny Depp. He did that for one reason. And one reason to teach a lesson to people out there, women or men, or in a relationship, you don't mess with the coolest person in the relationship by making up stuff. Are you so bored that his wife had to start fights with him while he's trying to work? And he's trying to be the nicest guy. He is the nice guy. But the thing is, look, basically listen, if you're going to put someone's reputation down, you know what? He went there. The whole thing was like, he was basically saying, hey, you know what? We all know that he was innocent, but he was doing it for us, and guys and women. I got nothing better to do. Come on, I'm, make millions of dollars. I want to mess with him. What's up? Hit me back. And and now you got The Rock fucking all right. We got her in a headlock. So Disney really dropped him because he was on a big roll right there. Holy smoke!
Well, it will be disappointing if these accusations on The Rock turn out to be true, because if you watch The Rock movies, he seems like, one, he's probably the worst actor in the world, but he seems like he's the nicest guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's the nicest guy, and but his thing is that in every movie he's the same guy. This time he has a mustache. But and it's always the same thing. He'll be fighting with Jason Statham, then he'll pick up the phone and talk to his daughter during a battle. Oh, hi, Nana. Hey, what are you doing there, honey? I can get my homework done. Make sure you fucking get an A. I gotta go. Look, it's like they're kind of believable, but you gotta.
Yeah, it's like he's filming a movie and he says, "I have to call my daughter."
Yeah, the daughter. Yeah,
do you smell what The Rock's cooking?
Hey, Dad, some lady here. He's pimping out chicks while he's fighting. Okay,
so go back to your story where you do the improv, and you come home and you got into a fight with your dad, and then
that's okay. So what happened? This is what happened. So after that little when I had to go to that university, right? They wanted me to go to the comedy store. I had to go back to Tucson. So when I went back to Tucson, because they said goodbye, or you're probably going to college. Well, I was back again, right? Back at Domino's Pizza, doing the same old thing, doing. And then next thing you know, my dad basically got me up one day, and he goes, "Hey, get up here real quick." He goes, "Listen, you're not going to be." I was kind of hungover, and they dropped me from my job. He goes, "Your mother and I are going to Chile." I go, "Really?" I go, "Great, that's fucking fantastic. I get the house to myself." And what was really strange is that no matter what, man, I was trying to send out my, I was hot for a little bit, but every time I would go to Phoenix and they would ask me, "Hey, man, come visit me in LA," or one of the managers there, go to the, I go, "Man, I live in Tucson." So now I'm in Tucson. They dropped my job at Domino's, right? Now I'm broke, and my parents left.
But you expected that, right?
Well, actually, I needed the job, but the thing was, man, there was this fucking. I mean, it was just like you had to drive your own car, and I didn't want to drive my 280Z. And then all of a sudden, my car started breaking down. Everything started just going downhill. And
when it rains, it pours. Yeah.
Yeah, and my dad was like, so they went to Chile. So I figured, all right, during Chile, I'm going to just try to get my career back. But I couldn't do it. I was using my mom's credit card and running it up. And then one day my brother called him and goes, "Hey, man," and this is just when I was like $15,000 in debt. I lost my job at Domino's, and my brother goes, "Pablo, man," he goes, "Mom and Dad are home, man, and they want to talk to you." I went, "Oh shit!" So I drive up, and it's like 11 o'clock at night, and I walk in there, and when I haven't seen your parents in about a month, they go, "Hey, good to see you," right? So I walk in there, and it's dark, and you see the TV's on, right? The TV's flickering, and my mom goes, "Pablo," and I go, "Mom, hey, how you doing?" She goes, What's going on with you?" I went, "Hey, how was Chile?" "It doesn't matter with Chile." And she's crying, right? And I go, "What?" She goes, "What's going on with you?" And I went, "Mom," she goes, I go, "You guys came out early." "No, what's going on with you?" "Look." And I go, "Why are you crying?" She goes, "Pablo, did you get somebody pregnant?" I went, No. She goes, "Pablo, look at the bill." Not even hello, welcome back, right? She shows me the bill. She goes, "It's $17,000. I went, "Oh man!" I go, I'll make it back to you. I swear to God, I'll make it back." And then all of a sudden, she goes, "What's going on? You got to tell me what's going on." I was looking at the bill. What is going on here? What happened when it was gone? I go, "Mom, I'll make it. I'll make it back." Also, my dad's behind me. He goes, "Hey!" Right? And I turn around and he's in his underwear. And he goes, "I gotta work tomorrow." All right. And I went, "Hey, I'm sorry, Dad." He goes, "Hey, did you drive my Ford Tempo station wagon?" I go, No. Well, kind of. He goes, "You know what? You need to get a life." And he kicked me in my ass, right? He goes, "You need to get a life. Get a life." Right? And he's saying this to me. I'm like totally embarrassed, when we did that in front of my mom a lot. So I walk into my mom and I go, Mom, I swear to God, I'll pay you back. Don't tell Dad about the bill. And she goes, what's wrong? She's crying. What's going on? All of a sudden the phone rings. Bring. I went, holy shit. She goes, who's calling after 10:30? And I went, I don't know. I'll find out. And I pick up the phone, and my dad picks up the phone. My dad picks up the phone at the same time in his room, and we're both, hello, hey, who is it? And is Pablo there? No, I said, no, don't call after 10:30. And the guy my dad hangs up, and I go, who is this? And I go, hey, this is Craig. And I went, wait, hold on, Craig, make sure. He goes, yeah, Pablo. Hey, he goes, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you at this time. And I went, no, dude, it's okay. It's okay. Tell me what's up. And he goes, hey, listen. He goes, we found this videotape that you sent in, right? And we think you're so funny. We want to hire you. And I go, you do? And he goes, would you like us to manage you? And I was like going, this can't be happening, right? I just got kicked in the ass by my dad, yelled at. And it's 11:30 at night.
Plus, you got a girl pregnant.
They're thinking I got a girl pregnant. I was really just buying a bunch of dope and weed and shit. But I go, yeah. They go, when can you come down? I go, well, I can come down right now. And they go, oh, we would use you right now, but we can't use you because we don't have a place to put you. And I just go, well, I know a guy. I know this friend of mine who lives right down the street from me. He'll put me up there for weeks. And they go, then come down right now. We'll sign you. And I went, holy shit. So I get up. I go, Mom, they signed me. She starts crying more. You lied. I go, no. I swear to God. They said they're going to sign me and everything else. And I go, don't tell Dad. Swear to God. And my dad goes, yeah, I heard you got fired from Domino's Pizza. I went, who told you that? He goes, they called today and they told us. I went, all right. And I grabbed $20 out of the safe. We have this little safe in the hallway. I grabbed $20. And I go, Mom, I'll be back. I swear to God. And I left and I never came back. But I tell you what, when I left there, I drove all the way up there, and they from that point on, they were just giving me gig after gig. And what funny part was when I got into Phoenix, my fuel injectors on my 280Z, they conked out, and I went, oh no, I'm stranded, right? And I called my dad up, and he goes, hey son, he goes, so you're in Phoenix, huh? You drug dealer, fucker. And I went, I'm not dealing drugs. He goes, oh, I know you are, and you're working at the Improv. Come on, see, please, son. Listen, I go, Dad, just give me $400 for these fuel injectors, and I'll pay you back. And I paid him back that week, right? And then, but the thing was, they liked me so well up there. They go, you want a headliner? And they had my name on the marquee. And my brother calls me up and goes, hey man, you know what? Dad has John Scott. John Scott, who works with my dad. He's gonna have him drive up and see if your name's on the marquee, just to see if you're lying. I go, come on in with it. Come and look at it.
Yeah, so, bring it on.
Bring it on. So why he's driving up, right? I told my new manager, I go, hey man, my dad's friend's gonna come up and see if I'm on the marquee. And I look and they go, oh, I'm sorry, Pablo, we're gonna have to take it down. I go, why not? Why? And they go, well, GE just came in and they bought the room out. So we're just gonna take your name off and just call it the General Electric Improvisation Comedy Show. I went, no, right? We'll put it on the next day. And I went, no, okay. Well, I go, well, so my dad's friend comes down and he sees that I'm not on the marquee. But then the next day, my brother called me up. He goes, hey man, are you lying? I go, I swear to God, I'm not lying, man. So my brother's friend drove 90 miles to come see, and I had my name on the marquee. So it worked out. And until that point on, I was just total positivity from these guys. And it just started going to the point where they were just making me money. And then I met this girl at a topless bar there. Her name was Candy Cantaloupe. She was a porn star.
Candy
Cantaloupe. Yeah, her real name is Valerie Cantaloupe. And I met her, but didn't have sex with her or nothing, man. We just didn't click. But she met my best friend, one of my best friends who put me up there. And she goes, you can stay at my place anytime you want. And I was staying there. She let me have the tanning bed and everything. But guess who was one of my roommates? Because my friend who was going out with her, he really liked comics and he wanted to be a comic. Right. So he would let any comics in his house. Well,
was it Ron Jeremy?
No, it was Doug Stanhope. I went, oh no. So me and Doug Stanhope are fighting for the fucking Camaro, and we're bringing home chicks. And it was the most funniest, craziest. Living with that guy was the most funniest, crazy, bizarre. I mean, that guy was, man, he was so, still this day.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah.
And we kept on sabotaging each other, like setting each other up for like to screw up. And I go, because she goes, you don't have to pay any bills. He goes, you hear that? You don't have to pay any bills. I go, well, I pay the phone bill, so she's gonna like me. And he would always snag the tanning bed, and he would bring girls over. And then he had a sec. Then he brought a midget over one time. And he goes, I go, don't you have sex with that midget? I love Doug. I love. She was from the Barnum and Bailey circus. I go. He goes. I'm gonna go for it. I go, don't do it, dude. And he bangs her, right? And next thing you know, she starts falling in love with. I love you, Doug. And she's coming over to the shows. She quits the circus, and Doug is trying to reason with her. It was so hilarious. And from that point on, I got on Mad TV, and I met my managers, and I went to Los Angeles, showcase for Mitzi Shore. I got that really quick. And I did my first showcase in front of a bunch of managers there. But my manager, who was running an improv at the time, said, he goes, I'm going to be a manager now. And now he runs almost every single Funny Bone out there. And I got my ex-girlfriend to run the Hollywood Improv. And and you're going to be doing that with me tomorrow.
I'm very excited. Like,
yeah,
I hope she watches me, because that's what I need. I need her to say, hey, he's good, to come back. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do is that they're always filming the show. So we just going to get always, if anybody wants to be a comic or you're in the comic zone, always tip the DJ. If he's filming for you, just tip him, man, because you know what? They'll pay more attention to you. We're going to get our sets recorded. I'm going to work on some new stuff I'm working on. So, and I got 12, you got 5, but you push it to 6. I'll do the 13, 14. And that's the perfect showcase.
Push it to 6.
Push it to 6, kid. Googity goo.
Now, Pablo, I have 2 more quick questions for you. What was the name of that 15-year-old headliner that you opened up for at the bar?
Oh man, okay, that was Mark Britton, man. Mark Britton Mark Albritton.
Mark Britton.
Mark Britton. He goes by China. Yeah. He's my China man. I met him. This guy was headlining way before I even knew what comedy was. And I met him at a show because a friend of mine, I was getting a little cocky back then, and this guy goes, hey, there's this guy who's headlining. He's like 17 years old. And to this day, we saw each other just a few weeks ago up in Palm Springs. No,
is he still doing comedy?
Yeah, he still does comedy. His name's China, man. His name goes by Mark Britton. But in the beginning stages, man, he was a great, I learned a lot from him, and he learned a lot from me. And I got signed before he did, right? And I tried to pull him aboard, but he went on a college circuit. But just watching somebody, if you go to A&E's, go to YouTube, go A&E's, even at the Improv, go for Mark Britton. And this footage, if you go to A, you saw it. Did I show you that footage?
No, you didn't. But I was actually because I'm very fascinated by people who start that young, because I started when I was that young.
Right.
And that he was headlining, that just really blew me away, because I've been doing it for 18 years, and I'm just now starting to get some headlining stuff. So
well, that's good for you. I mean, you got an early start on him, and that's what's great. Even 18 years.
Like he started when he was 9 or something.
Yeah, and you know what? Just go Mark Britton, and he does. And then now, when you watch this footage on YouTube, it's the 80s, even at the Improv, Mark Britton. He has long hair, and this is when Eddie Vedder and all them came out. And he's a young guy, and watch the charisma, and watch how, and he writes all this shit. It was, and I was there at that taping, but he was he's 20 years old at that time, but he was headlining. He was traveling through the United States at the age of 17, 16, and he just goes, you can do this. And he gave me some confidence. And from that point on, I just caught on to his vibe. And it went really well, man. It was really great.
Isn't it weird how a 16-year-old kid could give a grown man confidence?
Oh yeah. And the thing is, they wouldn't let him in. They wouldn't let him inside the club because he was too young. So he had to wait outside in his car before he can go on headline. It's hilarious.
Now, Pablo, my last question for you, and
right.
I've asked you this before, and you always kind of dodge it, but I truly feel you should start your own podcast, because I think you would be great on it. And I was just wondering, because you like doing podcasts as a guest, but how come you don't like, have you ever thought about making the Pablo Francisco podcast and just?
Yeah, we did one. We did one a while back ago, about maybe 10, 12 years ago. We did. It's you can get on. It's called SunCloud or something. It was called Pablo Francisco. I forgot the name of the podcast, but we did 5 of them, and it was only a half hour long, because what I was doing right now, we're just working on some shows, and we're developing some other things I'm doing right now with, and what I didn't like about it is that back then, that's when Joe Rogan's first podcast came out, and I went to the Melrose to meet with Redman, and Redman goes, "Hey Boo, why don't you let me produce yours?" I went, "You know what? I'm gonna pass on that real quick, because I'm still trying to find all the elements I can pick, and I want to have a good ammunition part of that."
Right.
But we did some of that, and we got a shitload of views. But the problem is that, you know what, they wanted it live. So I went to Sirius Radio here in Los Angeles, and I did the Jamie Foxx podcast with Speedy as the guest host. And when I got off,
Because Jamie was busy.
and yeah, Jamie was busy. Yeah, so Speedy's running it, and then I did Kevin. What's her name? McCarthy. What's her? She's going out with Mark Wahlberg's brother. Gosh, damn,
Jenny McCarthy.
I did Jenny McCarthy's at the same time, and when I got off there, Sirius offered me a podcast, and I said, "Well, right now I'm in negotiations with CTV at the time." But it was good to know that they go, "Well, if you want it, you can let us know." And that producer, Ross, he said he had to leave, but my manager runs pretty much. My manager trained the people at TikTok. My manager is like the baddest dude out there. And my manager goes, "Take your time, what you want to do." And right now, man, I'm focusing on just coming out with some really cool, crazy. It's juvenile, but it's necessary. So
Right.
kind of stuff. And then. So right now, yeah, I'm thinking about the podcast. I was thinking about teaming up with Dustin Wybara, and we're just working on he got some movie coming out, and right now we have, my friends right now, George Lopez's new show, so they're coming in next week for a meeting. So we're all gonna kick back, hug and scratch. But I got to tell you, it's a good time to do comedy now, and there's a lot of gigs out there, and if anybody who's doing it, just if you're gonna do it, don't take it as a hobby, because don't tell your friends, "Hey man, I'm doing comedy." Just let your friends hear about you, about you doing comedy. That's one, unless you got to bring somebody, and then hang out with Keith, because Keith will pick you up and he'll drive you anywhere you want to go to the gigs.
Oh, you're very sweet. Well, Pablo, like I said, I love you, man. I mean,
Right on, brother.
You helped me out a lot, and I'm glad that you let me work with you. So thank you.
Well, thank you, man, my friend. You've got me some good gigs. So tomorrow, are you swooping? You're coming down. You're coming from Long Beach?
Yeah, I'm coming from Bellflower because I'm opening up for Paul at 8. Do you want me to pick you up? Or
8 o'clock. Okay. Where our spots are 10. Okay, show starts at 9:30. Our spots are at 10:30. Your spot will start about 10:30. I'll tell you what. I'll meet you there. How about that? And then you just take me back home. That sound cool?
Okay, I'll drive you home.
All right, sounds cool, man. And the badass fucking car you got.
All right, I'll see you later. I'll see you tomorrow, Pablo. Thanks.
Take care, man. You got Keith. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
All right, bye. All right, guys. Subscribe, rate, review to the show, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bada bing.
You're listening to Reza Riffs with Keith Reza and Alan Lee, right here on LA Talk Radio.